Air. It's way too early for the fake. This that real game for real bros. No decaf, no cap. Welcome to Shogun Bros, no decaf. Live every weekday, 6:30 in the morning, Central Time. Did you hear what I said? Central Time. We talk dogs, bloodline building to yard work, from stud talk to the truth behind the pups. This ain't no highlight reel. It's how you really build legacy. Shogun Bros, no decaf. Pull up, pull up, handle yours. This ain't just content. It's culture. Welcome to the Cookout with Toyo, where family vibes meet front porch truth. No scripts, no filters, just heart, heat, and hot plates. Ooh. Step up with elevated perspective, with elevated game for grown men and women building mind, spirit, and vision. And men at work with Pimps Over Simps. Choice. Real convos, no cap, all purpose for the men behind the mission. 3 shows, 1 network, all gas, no decaf. Put no creamer in my man. Look, Shogun Unlimited, man. Press play and get man. Come on, press play, press play.
Yo, Big A, Victoria, what's good, big dog?
Hey, what's happening, man? You know what it is, man. We back in here like we left our wallet and keys, man. Today is Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Wake your butt up, man. It's time to go, man. Let's roll.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Yeah, man. I'm still waking up myself, man. But gotta get that no decaf, man. You know what I'm saying? Put some in your cup.
Yeah, I took a mean shot of coffee, boy. I'm good to go.
Yeah, you sound like you ready too. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I wait till 5 minutes for the show and then I down me some coffee, man. You ain't gonna catch me slipping.
Yeah, man. So the topic of today is she got to carry the yard. She has to carry the yard. We're gonna cook on that. You know, so we're gonna take it up about 3,000 feet. You know what I'm saying? Close air support this morning. You know. We're gonna dibble and dabble in that, and then we're gonna keep it pushing. You know, so we're gonna keep it pushing. We got some topics of the day. You know what I'm saying? Your tip of the day, your Bushido code of the day. You know what I mean? Your nutrient of the day. Obviously, we got the dog of the month, dog that we're gonna talk about today for a little bit, and then we're gonna cook on our topics, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple of dog shows coming on around the country. I'll be pulling that a little bit later in the show. You know, just keep y'all abreast to what is available to you in your area. You know, we over here, we're multifaceted and we not stopping. We multifaceted and we not stopping. But before we get to any of that, man, I like to do a roll call in the morning, man, just to see who the early birds are in the building. So I'm gonna start running down these early birds.
Who's in the building?
First off, we got Heart and Finish Kennels. Salute, big dog.
Man, Heart and Finish.
H&F.
Man, first off, we got Heart and Finish. Sir. Salute, big dog. Bobby Digital, Digital. What's happening?
Hey, we got one of y'all got echo.
That's me. That was me. I fixed it.
All right. Miss McFarland in the building. Salute, man. Salute.
Hey.
Salute the queen.
Hey, MKM with the 2 P's early in the morning, man.
Never late.
Yes,
sir.
Salute.
Hey. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, dirty dog, you man. Dirty dog Scottrell, man. Dirty dog Kittles, man, in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey. And Welsh come in the building. You gotta get your notepads out, man. What's up, Welsh?
Salute.
You also have the great brother Trevor Leahy in the building.
Hey, very glad you could come kick us with us this morning, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Well
Right.
said. Using outside blood to create your own. Coming soon. Get your pen and pad.
Hey, yeah, throw
Yes,
it on the
sir.
grill.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. We getting ready for this cookup. You know what I'm saying? I like to put some overlays in here and put something for y'all to look at while we over here talking. You know, just kicking it
Yeah.
up, kicking up dust, giving them a wood. But
Okay.
all right, y'all. So let me give y'all a quick rundown. Y'all know, like in the first 10 minutes, like to go ahead and get the business out of the way before we start the show. Once we start cooking, you never know where it's gonna go. But
Roger that.
all right, man. So as y'all all know, man, we have a lot of online competitions. We want to be and remain the most interactive dog channel and network on YouTube. And in order to do that, we have to have competitions and things where you don't just watch; you're a part of the show. And so each week we have a dog of the week. The current dog of the week, the current reigning dog of notoriety, is none other than Hattori Hanzo, owned by Pitwise Kennels. Hattori Hanzo is a great representation of the breed. And obviously people are still doing it right. So shouts out to Pitwise and Hattori Hanzo.
Yeah, man. And speaking of, man, they've been sending in some dogs this week, man. There's some good looking dogs this week, man.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Man. Kind of surprised me a little bit.
Also, for those of y'all who don't know, we do live voting on Fridays typically, but I think we're going to end up having to start doing our live voting starting tomorrow because of how many dogs we get submissions for this week. For the dog of the week, man, like it went ham, it went stupid, it went dumb, it went dumb, and so I'm gonna put that WhatsApp link in the chat right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put that WhatsApp link in the chat so we can get a good round there. But what I'll do is I'll probably put them in the brackets. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably put them in the brackets if we get too many, so we can keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing, and we'll just vote throughout the week. So you know what I'm saying? We do four, 4 and 4, and do it that way.
And and then have a bestest show for the dog of the week.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, man. But it's definitely growing, man. I see as the competition gets bigger, man. We need to make it more steep and make it more valuable.
Beneficial.
So, yeah, exactly.
Lucrative. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's some people that don't like the gimmick. Some people do, man. But for those of y'all who do, man, I want to make it fun for people that's already doing positive things anyways. I want positivity to pay off. I just want positivity to pay off, man, you know, and it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's never easy. But we're making it happen. So that's the dog of the week, Hattori Hanzo, owned by Pitwise Kennels. Salute to Pitwise Kennels. Salute to Hattori Hanzo.
Roger that.
Salute.
Yeah.
And the dog of the month, also a separate competition. Dog of the month will be reigning for the whole full 30 days or 31 days or 28 days or 29 days or whatever month you in. That'll be the dog that's selected, and it's double the payout of the dog of the week. So the dog of the month this month is none other than the ABA champion, Mirasol, owned by Native Gold. Champion Mirasol, owned by Native Gold. And man, she looks like a dog. She looks like a champion. She looks like a dog of the week. And she looks like one of those females we talking about right now that she got to carry the yard. You know, man, salute to Native Gold, salute to Hattori Hanzo, salute to Pitwise Kennels, because these dogs, they're doing exactly what we need to keep it interactive, keep it fun. They're putting out great hounds for us to share with you and to show you exactly the direction the breed is moving in. You know what I'm saying? That's a movement. We're going somewhere. Check them out.
Yeah. Not only that, man, you're gonna start knowing these dogs by their look alone. You know, that's gonna be worldwide recognition alone, man. We showed this picture enough that some of y'all in the chat can call that out before we even say who the name is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's not to take away from the past dogs. It's simply to bring awareness to the present dogs because we're moving in a new direction. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody. Skip Bell in the building, man. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Oh then, man, you dirty dog, you
with a 10-piece.
Hey, man, that's what's happening.
Yes, sir, man.
So, Bushido code of the day, man. Stay true to your mission by protecting the foundation of your yard, the female.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Big A, are you ready to hit with that fact today for the nutrients?
Yeah, the nutrition fact of the day is folic acid, vitamin B9, supports pregnancy, prevents birth defects, and boosts milk quality, essential for foundation females. And I did a little research on it, and I got something to give y'all later on in the show on it too, man.
Okay. I was gonna cook on it too. I was gonna talk about the foods. Is that something you was gonna bring up in yours? I don't want to.
Yeah. Oh no, we get to it around the 50 minute mark.
Okay. I had my little notes pulled up too. All right.
Cool.
Man. Yeah, man. So for those y'all that know, man, I got a female in the heat right now, and I'm looking to make her foundation stock if she's able to produce very well. She's a good acting dog. That's her mother on the screen right now, Bacardi. Her name is Samurai Kennels Kamikaze. Call name Kazi. But yeah, man, you know how it is, man. You know how we do.
Oh yeah. So what is a foundation female?
Toyo, you want to cover that first?
A foundation female will be the female that you selected to choose to bring some product on the ground. Bring that you chose to bring to produce your pups, the one that you selected.
Yeah, so the female, she carries the most. She gives the most genetic structure to the to the breeding out of the male, right? She carries the most genes, right?
I really don't know, Big A.
Okay, I from what I understand, that's what I've been hearing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get some clarity because
yeah, I heard that too. I heard of what they call it, mitochondria. I don't know something.
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
not.
word. Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, so that makes her more important as a foundational setting.
In my opinion,
go ahead.
In my opinion, man, this is gonna be controversial, but whatever. In my opinion, no, man. Like, so for me, I hear people say that stuff, man, but I go off my results and only my results. That's all I can go off of. And honestly, man, like the female matters because she needs to be well bred, but you don't see a lot of bloodlines based off the female and her quality.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, in your opinion, can you name from history a foundational female?
Yeah. So most common I see Missy. I see Honey Bunch.
Honey Bunch. That's what I was looking for, Honey Bunch. But go ahead. I'm listening.
Nah, I think like Dirty Mary. Yep. Black Widow. You know what I'm saying? It's some females out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying it doesn't matter at all, but it's just for me, when I was looking to start a line, I was looking to start with a male. And then take him to different females and then bring those back to the male personally.
Okay. So question. Will breeding a female to a male with lesser traits, does that fix the situation? Does that correct the situation? More so, would you bring in a better conformation female to fix the traits, certain traits structure, or would you do it the other way around?
Preferably, I would love to have both. Preferably, my foundation female would have to be structurally sound. That's very important to me. Like, I'm not going to have no weak foundational female. And while y'all was talking about the thing, it had me thinking. Now, a male actually ejaculates his nut into the dog. So basically, that's his essence, the essence of him going into a female. The female is carrying the essence and molding whatever he put in there with her influence. They're going to be in there. They're coming from whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, to a puppy, and then she's raising. I mean, they're sucking off of her, so they're getting close to her through that too. But the nut has the essence. The female carries the yard, like Dre say, literally it's carrying it and all that, but the package was delivered by the male. I don't know how that break down in science though, but that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Nah, because I ask these questions because, it's a, just finding, the I guess you could say the base of correcting the issue, and where does a foundation female, where does her purpose stand on your yard as far as what she brings to the yard, I guess you could say, from a genetic standpoint, if that makes sense. Like, well, if I bring,
Well, like I say, like for the female, just me, my aspect, my female is gonna be the structure definitely has to be sound on her. You know what I mean? I don't want to have her structure not to be sound. Now somebody else might breed a female because the female might be performing, but her structure not that good. So they might be looking for a male with more structure. So you know what I mean? Depends on which end you at with the female. If your female ain't structurally sound, then of course you ain't gonna breed. You ain't looking to breed to no flimsy stud. But if your female is structurally sound, and your only resource might be a good stud, but he ain't really structurally together like that, I don't know. Like I don't know. Then I guess you're using your female to correct, kind of make up for some stuff. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it'll fix it or nothing like that. But I see where you're trying to use use your female to fix something. If that's why you wanted to be her stuff to be sound, your female. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to get to. Because like, who out of the whole situation, who needs to be more sounder, and the all the way around the board, as far as confirmation and everything when it comes to pairing something up, would you be more? Would you? Huh?
Oh, that's a good one. Which one? Yeah. Which one needs to be more sounded? Okay,
yeah. Gotcha. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, how would you be more concerned about the female than you would the male when it comes to the structure, the confirmation, when it comes to pairing up or doing a pairing?
Like that one, eh? Mm-hmm. I'm almost scared to dip my toe in that junk, but I still gonna stick with my female. I'm stick with my female. Yeah. I'm stick with my female. You know what I mean? Oh man, I don't know. No, I don't know though, because I don't know, because my best female might not be, but that's the best female in my yard. So I'm gonna need that male. I'm gonna need that stud to be structurally. Whatever stud I'm going to, I'm gonna definitely need him. I'm gonna definitely need him to be structurally sound. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm gonna choose. That's what I'm gonna choose.
Hey, hold that thought, man. Okay. Happy birthday to the missus of Dickie Foster.
Hey,
salute, wifey, Dickie Foster. Salute, hey, Miss Foster, Mrs. Foster.
Yeah, hey, Miss Foster. Yeah, Miss Foster. I'm glad you putting up with Dickie for all them years, man.
Yeah, man. Dickie going to check that cash app. Happy birthday to the April babies.
Yes, sir.
Skip Bill, salute, big dog.
Big Skip.
Hey,
big dog. Mr. Fat Bill in the building. Salute, Fat Bill.
Salute, Fat Bill. Yeah, I think my stud, whoever stud I'm going to, I think that's more important to me. Stud got to be more sound. I think I'm gonna choose that.
Yeah, because what I'm starting to pick up and what I'm, taking a step back. I don't know. It might be a case by case situation. You think?
Definitely. Everything's case by case situation. Once you throw that card in there, case by case situation, I choose that one. Case by case situation.
Yeah, man.
Top of the morning, Mike Dan. Find that coffee. Find that coffee.
Yeah. Bobby Digital said, mother line breedings. So everything is on my girl. So, Bobby saying he putting everything on the girl's back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Salute.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
That was a good question, though. That's a good question, though. Hey.
Yeah, I got a question for the chat, real quick, though. In your opinion, what's the most important trait for a female? Strong maternal drive, consistent structure, stable temperament, or a proven producer?
Man,
what was the first one? Straight. What was it? Stable mother.
Strong maternal drive.
What's that?
That means she won't eat up the puppies.
Yeah, I guess a good nurturing mother. You know, not the mother that steps all over the pups, and you know you got to really watch her. She might lay on the pup and smother the pup or something like that. You know,
okay.
She's got strong maternal drive, consistent structure, stable temperament, or a proven producer.
That's what is the first part of the question? What you looking for in a female?
I mean, this is an opinion based question, so it's no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion. So, what's the most important trait that you guys would see in a female? Her strong maternal drive, consistent structure, stable temperament, or a proven producer. And there ain't no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion on what you know what I'm saying.
It really can't be no right or wrong answer, because the first thing you're going to see is going to be before you even think about breeding her. She's going to be 10 months old, 11 months old, 16 months old, showing you something, and you ain't thinking about breeding her before then. So she probably gonna prove herself to you, and then after that, she probably gonna show you that. She probably gonna prove herself to you. She probably gonna show you some praise drive, and then by the time you really get to thinking about if she's gonna be a good mama or not, you probably gonna get to recollecting how she was acting the whole time. Yeah.
Speaking of recollecting, man, let me recollect this new member, brother Mike Dan. Welcome to the membership team, bro.
Hey, Mike Dan with the plan. Hey, welcome to the movement, my brother.
Yeah, we got Anka in here.
Yeah. A proven producer dropping a litter in a living room. No problem. Great mamas are found after the work is established. Sucks to have a bad mama dog. That's MKM Bottom. Salute. Yeah. Me personally, man, I don't know, man. Because it's like everything will kind of fall in a timeline, I guess you would want to say. You would want to see, stable temperament, I guess you could say, in the dog, and then, looking at the structure of the dog, and then maintenance, seeing if she got a strong maternal drive, she take care of the pups, and then after the fact, letting the pups raise and go through whatever process they go through to see if she is a producer. I guess that you know what I'm saying. That's me thinking aloud, though.
All right.
You think any other dog breeder you think any other dog man that mess with any other breeder dog in the United States puts that much methodical thought process into breeding their dogs before they even born, like how we do?
Okay, I would like to say no. I would like to say we're the only ones that go in the way that we go in on these type of things, when it comes to the science and all of that. But okay. I think that's more of a closed-minded view, because I do think there's other breeds out there that kind of take it serious. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
So,
Dre.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like I don't know, bro. Like it's serious breeders in every breed. I think on a general basis, entry level bulldogger is like on the average law of averages. The entry level bulldoggers will take it more serious because performance. The breed was based upon performance, and even to this day, man, like the people who I see progenitors of the lines and breeds, like it's still performance based, whether it be spring foal, slat mill, whatever kind of competition they get into. But I think just because anytime you have a performance bred breed, that's taken into consideration. But as a whole, this whole breed, the majority of people who get the real American Bull Terrier are looking at those things as well as lineages. So but I also see a lot of people over studying with the breed, and that's I'm just, like I said, I'm only speaking from experience, man. Like, I got a bunch of homeboys who've had 20 or 30 dogs over the time that I've known them over the last 30 years, and they might have made a breeding not because they didn't want to breed, but because they were scared that they were putting the wrong things together, and they were, they were scared of the results, good or bad. A lot of times they were waiting to be told by a mentor whether or not they should do the breeding or not, man. And I watched a lot of good dogs just die, and the line died with them because the person, was overthinking it when it came to being meticulous about their breeding.
Yeah. So you about to have a pair mated with Kazi and Saki. What are some red flags you would look for in the process with Kazi? That could be problematic in the whole breeding situation. Like signs of poor milk or something like that.
Well, I mean, like a lot of those things you find out as you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So as of right now, I know that the last litter that she had, Kazi was hyper protective over the litter, which I don't think is a bad thing inherently. But like I was the only one able to go in there and get puppies and handle the puppies. You know what I'm saying? She was not letting everybody in the household handle the puppies. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's tolerable. She wasn't coming after anybody, but she definitely wasn't having anybody but me in there.
Was Bacardi like that?
No, Bacardi was very, very receptive to anybody handling. Like my wife delivered Asaki's litter. I delivered the first 2 puppies, and I had to go to work, so my wife delivered that litter. You know what I'm saying? My wife actually delivered the Kamikaze litter as well, but after she had the puppies and they were nursing, you know what I'm saying, Kazi turned up a little bit. So, you know what I mean? It makes it more difficult, you know what I'm saying? But it's not impossible to be done, And a lot of people won't tell you things like that. They just hide those things. But yeah, like she's hyper protective over the litter, and but her milk production was fine. She was young. I bred her young. That was me. But her milk production was fine, man. She nursed the puppies very well. She made sure they didn't sit and poop or pee. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wasn't around and they had access, she would clean it up. So she was like good brood stock and everything. But
in the process of them going through the pregnancy process, does their immune system get weaker?
Not to me. It actually like the maternal instincts or the maternal just natural genetics, I think are stronger until they're done nursing, and then I see like the fur thins out a little bit, man, because the puppies just drain them of their nutrients. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally like life sucking leeches at that point, And so when the puppies begin to age and they begin to consume more of her colostrum and milk, they're taking away her nutrients. So I had to separate them and let her get back. So I use a little satin ball joints or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and get the dog her nutrients back. And it kind of ties into what you were talking about earlier with the folic acid and things of that nature, probiotics and things, putting it back into the dog.
And what would be some things that would make you not want to breed her, period?
Obviously, like number one, if she didn't meet my standard for what I want to see next, you know what I'm saying? Like if the dog, I don't care how good she bred, if she doesn't act like and move like and do the things I like with my dogs, like if I wouldn't want to keep her a litter of her, I wouldn't breed her. You know what I'm saying? If I don't want to keep a whole litter of her, I wouldn't breed her, because if she produces everything that's just like her, would I be happy or would I not be happy? That's, you know what I'm saying? That's the deciding factor for me.
Yeah, man. One test question that I saw and it really kind of stuck out to me is a question that we should all ask ourselves is, would you breed to her if she was on somebody else's yard? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of us have some stuff, run off emotions versus facts, I guess you could say. So would you breed to your bitch if she was on somebody else's yard? Would you seek her out to breed to it?
Yeah, man. That's a very valid question, man. A very valid question.
Yeah.
Toyo, Supreme, y'all wanna cook on that?
Yeah, I cook on it. I would never breed to another female on somebody else's yard. Just
no. What I'm saying is, if your dog right now, your girl was on somebody else's yard, would you seek her out to breed to that specific dog? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Yeah. You just asking yourself. That's a question you would ask yourself. If this dog was on somebody else's yard, would I be looking to go to that yard to breed to this dog? Honest question to ask yourself,
Do you, man, it's like more questions to ask. I need more. I need to know.
But
do we already know about the dog? We know this dog is, we know or we don't know?
No, I'm just saying that's something that you would ask yourself about your own dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I'll pull I'm getting my dog back. No, I'm talking shit. Yeah, I might.
Yeah. No, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a face reality type deal. If my dog was somebody else's dog on somebody else's yard, would I be looking to breed to that dog?
Trying to split that litter with him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm finna off jumping on the grill today.
Oh, I ain't saying nothing, Big A, because I have officially been stomped. I've been stomped. So it's too early. I don't know. But I don't know what's going on right now. But like, you just stomped me. That coffee had you ready. You was ready. You was ready. You done hit me with a combo. I'm punch drunk. I'm punch drunk right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and say salute. It just.
Right.
Hey, he fucked me up when he said a shot of coffee. It took me back to goddamn it behind the wall days. He said,
got the rapid fire questions. I don't got nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know how to breed them jokers. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, nah, I be trying to do my little research, man, so we can have some good conversations.
That's good. That's good, bro. That's good.
Yeah, because I think one of the things that we don't do in the community is ask the right questions, man. Because a lot of people are either scared to ask the question or whatever. But if you sit back and you just listen, man, it's a whole bunch of there's too much game to be in this community to not be put on the table, man.
Bro,
just gotta ask the right. Yeah, just gotta ask the right questions, man.
Them lines of dogs you heard of only and never seen, and you just hear people talking shit about. Man, 10 times out of 10, you probably got 3 brothers in the chat that got them lines, and they can answer whatever question you want to. You just got to be brave enough to ask the question.
Yeah, but you got to have thick skin in this community, man.
Yeah,
it just is what it is, man. Yeah, but hey, man, y'all get those dog of the week shots in, man. We got some good dogs this week, man. Great dogs this week. Yeah, man. We got some good dogs this week, man.
I got some dogs directly off Jeep.
Directly off Jeep? Come on, Supreme. Come on. Hey, man. Shout out to Big C, RBG, Cosmo, Kyle TV, and Making It Fit.
Hey,
salute.
Yeah,
good brothers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
So, okay. Where we at? You want me to continue with some of my questions?
Yep, sure do.
You want me to whoop ass some more?
Okay, so all right. Would y'all agree or disagree that the female exposes what your stud adds or hides to the litter or the production.
That might come down to the attributes. Well, not attributes, but the characteristics of the two dogs, like how they act. How they act just as pure regular dogs. Like you might have one that's like don't really want to be around people, but she not aggressive towards people. And then the male, he might want to always be up under everybody. You know what I'm saying? You might be taking the pros and the cons, lining them up, and they might be complete opposite of each other.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want to breed like two real shot dogs together. You would want the male or the female to be outgoing at least, right?
Right.
So
okay. So if you decided to breed a female that didn't necessarily meet the criteria, do you think that would show up in that litter, or it would show up a couple of litters down the line? That's when you would really start noticing, you really watered down what you originally started with. Do you notice that immediately, or do you notice that a couple of litters down?
I only been a one generation breed. I only had one generation.
Yeah, this is for boys. Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. This is a genuine question. A genuine question to people who really had these heads. Had a experience with generations.
Facts.
Do you? Yeah,
that's a good question, bro.
Yeah, because how do you catch situations like that?
That's what I did too. Hey, that's what I did too, Supreme. That's what I did too. I said when I couldn't answer, I said, "Oh, that's a good question." Yeah, that's the move. That's a good question.
I think we might need constant pressure on the family.
You still try to mess with him. He got them questions for the experts. Them questions for the experts. That's why I didn't shut up. Hey, salute you for trying though, bro. You still over that show? I hear you.
We got man. Yeah, man.
Constant pressure, welcome to the building.
Hey, what's up, brother? What's up? What's good with it? What's good?
Hey, what's happening?
All right, man. I'm listening to these questions, man. There's some valid questions, man, for real.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and ask it one more time? I was driving. I heard a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So one of them was okay, if you breed a female that is not necessarily up to your criteria. That's why I asked that question about, would you breed to your dog if she was on somebody else's yard? So if your dog really isn't up to par, you kind of know it, but you want to breed her. You want to breed her.
Yeah.
And you breed her to a real stud. I mean, a stud of a stud.
Yeah.
When the litter drops, would you notice, the weakness or it being watered down, in the first generation, or would it be a couple of generations down before you would really start to notice that you've made the wrong, you got to go back to the drawing board?
Yeah. Well, let me go start with the first question. The dog, people breed for convenience a lot of the time. So me personally, I know just because sometimes someone will have a good male on their yard and any female would just bleed and they'll just breed the male to it, just because it's convenience. You know what I mean? It's there in front of them and they have access to it, Me personally, I like to choose my bitches specifically that are from top of the line, top of the totem pole, the best ones. I like to breed those ones, especially when it comes to the female. It's more important to me than having the best male out the litter to breed. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
Me personally, if my dog was on somebody else's yard, I would breed it because I selected that female for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then your second question is, the answer to that is, you could start seeing it in the first generation. You can definitely start seeing it in the first generation because, you might get, say you got a litter of 7 puppies. You might find 2 that's like the dad, and the rest might be low subpar like the mom. You know what I mean? So you'll start seeing it instantly. But honestly, it'll definitely start showing up generations after because, have you ever heard of the saying, people ruining lines?
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Over generations of just chasing papers and chasing names and stuff, it happens. Because the quality goes down when you're not picking specific traits. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't care how bad your stud is. After generation to generation of breeding dogs that aren't up to par, you'll start noticing that. You'll start noticing your dogs losing quality. I promise you, it'll happen. And once it happens, it's hard to get back. It's hard to make good dogs all over again. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I got a question. So you said once you notice it, it's hard to get back. When you notice it, will you know exactly where you messed up at, or you have to go and really start doing your research and really trying to fix it, or do you scratch that and start over?
Me personally, I'll always scratch it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I don't want it to be no guessing game with me. You know what I mean? And I know people say it's all a gamble and all this other stuff, but when you've been breeding your dogs for years and years and years, you know exactly what's wrong. And it comes down to the observation and the watching those dogs carefully. And that's why people believe a lot of good dog men, they believe in culling, because they don't want those bad dogs to get in their program generation after generation. So I'd say, man, start all over. Don't even gamble. If you got dogs that aren't the quality that you want, cull them. If they're not having the traits that you want, cull them. And I'm not talking about doing it the legal way. There's you can always take your dog to the vet and have him euthanized because he doesn't possess what you need him to possess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he doesn't have the qualities that or you could always, if he's a good dog and he has good quality with being around humans and being around kids and children, you can always place him in good homes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't always have to breed those dogs. You can always neuter dogs. You can always prevent those dogs from being put back into your family of dogs. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Some people say that it's all a crapshoot, and they'll just breed a dog just because the paperwork is good and it has some good individuals in there. Me personally, I've never been that type of breeder.
Preach.
Okay.
Preach. Yeah. Coming from one of the most humblest brothers with one of the nastiest dog linos, man. Don't forget about the commercials, Dre.
Appreciate that. Much love, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that info, man. That was some good information, man. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, man. I want to talk about the nutrition facts real quick, man. We were talking about folic acid for females. So let me get into that, man. What folic acid does for the female dog, especially before and during pregnancy. 1, it prevents birth defects. Folic acid is crucial during the earliest stages of pregnancy. It supports the neural tube development, which becomes the brain and spinal cord in puppies. A deficiency can result in serious defects like spinal bifida, cleft palate, or even stillborns. 2, promotes health, cell growth, and DNA formation. Folic acid helps build and repair DNA, which is essential for rapid cell division, during fetal development and supports stronger, healthier puppies with better organ development. 3, improves fertile and ovulation. Folic acid has been linked to improve reproductive health. It helps balance hormone levels and ensures proper ovulation cycles, giving a higher chance of conception when breeding a female. 4, reduces risk of early miscarriages, and females' deficiency in folic acid may suffer from early pregnancy loss or fetal resorption. Supplementing folic acid helps maintain stable uterine envelopment and embryo attachment growth. When to start supplementing? Ideally, 30 days before breeding. This ensures her body already has reserves during the earliest days of pregnancy when neural development begins. Continue throughout pregnancy unless otherwise advised by a vet. How do you supplement? Natural sources: liver, spinach, kale, broccoli, and fortified kibble. Dog-safe supplements. Look for prenatal vitamins made for canine, dosed appropriately. That's on the folic acid, man. That's the nutrition for the day, man. I learned something with that. Yeah,
that's good shit right there.
Hey, how many of y'all use vitamin B9, the supplement, not through the food?
I don't use it.
I've heard a couple of people using it, but I've never used it myself. I never even looked into
it. I ain't planning on using no vitamins until 3 months before she was due to start back bleeding.
Mm. Yeah, man. What we got going on?
Hey, man, let me kill this commercial real quick, y'all.
Okay.
Stand by real quick.
Fat Bill, what's happening? Yeah, man.
All right, y'all. You know what I'm saying, man? Fat Bill, I'm trying to get that pulled up for you, bro. I'm trying to get it pulled up. It's acting stupid once again, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing man-made works like it's supposed to work, man. Nothing man-made works like it's supposed to work.
Yeah. Man.
Brother Welch, welcome to the panel.
Yeah, what's up, Welch?
What's good with y'all, man?
Can't call it my spoiler, man.
Salute. I'm just listening to y'all cook up this morning, man.
Yeah. What's your input, man?
I mean, as far as I'm up tight as hell. As far as I don't know if it was Big C or whoever said it, but as far as the calling process. Yeah, it's a lot of dogs. It's a lot of lines being ruined, and that goes back to what I said the other day about the amount of people that breed for papers and not performance. And if you look at certain breeders that you got people up there every 6 months, the amount of dogs they breeding. It should be a whole lot more champions and producing dogs than what it is now. And so when you hear people talking about percentages of families of dogs, what most people don't realize is, and this is why I argue the point about you gotta know you gotta separate the non-producing working stock from the shit that's actually working and producing. Because like I said, 30 different camps cannot have the same. All of y'all can't have the best dogs. Somebody gotta have the best individuals. So it's a lot of breeding for papers, man. And then ruining your bloodline. To me, the only time you can really ruin your bloodline is by being kennel blind. Because if you get 4 or 5 generations down and you add something to your dogs and then your whole program fuck up, well, that shows you didn't pay attention to something in the second generation. If you get that far down and then your whole program fuck up. But
see, that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking that question. You said 3-4 generations down when you messed up. Say it again.
No, I'm saying because if you mess your program up 3, 4, 5 generations from what you started from, then it's something that you didn't pay attention to. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't say you have to get rid of the whole litter, especially if it's your dogs that you're breeding. I would say the same thing we talked about yesterday, which is going to another yard that you trust and do something with that particular dog or person and then see what you get. Now, if you don't get nothing after that, then yeah, you done really fucked up, and I would say scratch the whole program. Okay. But you should be able to bounce if it's your dogs that you've been breeding, meaning these dogs been on your yard, you've been looking at them out your window every goddamn day. So that's why I say if you get 3, 4, 5 generations down the line and it fuck up, it's something that you missed, that you didn't pay attention to. It's either that, or you just kennel blind because you breeding for papers. Because if you breeding for performance, it's really hard to mess that up.
Okay, now define started from scratch. Define you messing up and started from scratch.
Started from scratch would be, well, for me, all right, let's say me and you did a breeding, just to make it easy. If me and you did a breeding, right? Boom.
Okay.
So that breeding was successful. Okay. So you keep half, I keep half. So you might breed your half to, say you take one to Supreme and I take one to Samurai. Okay, boom. Okay. I ain't gonna give away too many breeding secrets, but so let's say we both have 8 pups and 4 make it out of those breeding now. So now we 2 generations in, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now the pups that you bred with Supreme and then the dogs I bred with Samurai, we gonna put those together. So now we in 3 generations. So you went away, I went away, but now we put the shit together. Now that 3rd generation is your most crucial point, because again, a lot of people talk about what they're gonna start with in your yard. You got to remember, it takes 3 to 5 generations for you to create your foundation, first of all.
Right.
So if your foundation itself is not up to par, what are you expecting to get moving on to the future?
Right. And that's the purpose of what we doing. That's why we started with the foundation. If you go back and look, because we're working our way through it. And those are things that you would definitely have to look back and reassess. And that was part of the question. What's up?
No, go ahead. But the same thing though. The same thing. You just heard what I told you. So at what point, what are we bringing into our program to fuck our whole program up?
Right.
That's the bigger question.
Okay, but see, that's what I'm saying.
Don't blame Spring.
You said what?
I said don't blame Supreme.
Yeah, no, but we took the dogs to 3 different yards, right? My yard, or Samurai yard and Supreme yard. What if dogs? What yard is working and the other 2 aren't out of those 3 parents?
Well, that's where your process of elimination comes through. Okay. Because rather they working on that, you still got to go through the process of elimination. So if you skip in that process, you bound to run into some problems.
Yeah.
I mean, you say you skip the process and you move forward and you still get fired a generation or 2 after that, right?
But if you did that, you wouldn't be able to pinpoint how you got that fire, right?
Okay, now I want you to remember some key things I said. When we doing these breedings, remember, you keeping a half, Samurai keeping a half, Supreme keeping a half. So that's more than enough humans in the pot to give the right interview to these individual dogs to know who's bringing what to the table. Because that's the main thing. When people doing these half litters and breedings or networking, a lot of people is not really looking at these dogs the proper way. I can tell you what each one of Bane offspring do when they working. I can literally tell you that, and I can show you.
But the reason you can say that is because you've had generations in your hand off of it. You can look at it and tell. I could go to you and buy a dog from you, and you can tell me, typically what I'm getting, and I can trust what you're saying, what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but remember, at the same time, the dogs you bought from a puppy, you're supposed to have your eyes on them. So the dogs that Samurai got from 6 weeks to 3 years old, he's supposed to know their traits. The dogs you got, you're supposed to know their traits.
I can tell you what the stray done did that I let come in my backyard. I can tell you what he looking like. I can tell you what he. It don't matter if it's the first generation. It don't matter if the third generation. The traits will show up in the individual, and it'll show you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll show you. They'll definitely show you, and they'll come out, and it's your job to observe them. But that's the problem. Most people are skipping that process.
That's the problem. Just like I have a dog and one of my other dogs. It's a shy dog. It'll bite you down. I'm talking about shy towards humans, not dogs. And one dog came out like that, like 4 generations down the road. I already knew where it came from. So again, whether you bought the dog or bred the dog, it's your responsibility to do the proper interviews with these animals. So when you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 generations down and something pop up, you could say, oh, well, yeah, that came from such and such, or this dog is a head dog because of such and such. These are things you supposed to know.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So again,
that.
Now go ahead.
Everybody thinks that when you do a breeding, the pups are just gonna pop out, and you just say, "Oh, that's fire! Oh, that dog was hot. It's fire." No, it's not. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work when you're supposed to look at the dog and say, "Oh, this dog has these type of traits." It's not just fire because it's hot and it wants to do what it's supposed to do. No, that doesn't make the dog fire. You know what I mean?
Hey, let me go to some of these. Go ahead. Let me go to some of these comments real quick. Tony M says, if every dog's supposed to be better than the last, and the blueprint dogs are from 30 years ago, some ain't right. And the Wood says, does the other understand the line well enough? And then Sport and Dog Archive says, all is not lost. You keep some of the previous generation that are not messed up. This is why it's important to stick with a family. Keep some relatives around. Hemi James says, improving the litter after litter sounds good and is often said, but I don't know anyone who actually done that. Yeah.
Hey, Constant, they be the puppies come out, they be acting like it's boysenberry creme brulee.
yeah, and a lot. I like what they were saying in the comments there. Because it's true. It's not. You're not guaranteed to improve in every generation. You know what I mean? And that's where you take a pause and you say, "Hey, I didn't improve that breed.
I got
what am I doing? I don't want to go to
when you
out nowhere. I want to be improving. Like the thing about it is, like, even in my program, the last time I had puppies was over 20 months ago.
Yeah.
And I got people beating down my wall for puppies, and they, hey, Constant, you got puppies. No, I don't got no puppies because I'm not in a rush to just have puppies. I'm in a rush to figure out what the last ones is doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So that's the most important thing about breeding. Don't just breed just because Don't just breed just because it's convenient for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't just breed because you said, oh man, his papa was fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
you hurting feelings right now.
You know?
That's true though. That's true because Supreme, look, right. Not to step on no toes. Right. I could name a couple dogs, but I'm only gonna say one dog. Now, the amount of motherfuckers that got NASCAR dogs, people don't realize. All y'all that's breeding this NASCAR shit that ain't got nothing to show for it, you lowering the percentages.
Yeah.
Every breeding that y'all up there doing, or doing in your backyard, or whatever the fuck you doing it, and we ain't got nothing to talk about or show, you're lowering the percentages. Yeah. So when people want to talk about high percentages dog, no, because if you done did 10 breedings and we can only talk about 3 dogs, that's a very low percentage. You're in the negative, technically. So Supreme, you got to say things like that to help people understand, because there's a lot of false information going around. And again, remember, you have a lot of new people getting into the community, and you don't want them to go off false information.
Oh no, you definitely don't.
Yeah, that's why I asked. That's why I asked a lot of the questions that I asked. Some of it is generally because I sincerely want to know, and others is for people who's scared to ask the question of newcomers, man, because it's a lot of good game that should be exposed, to especially the new people, man, who looking at us crazy, man. Like we, you know what I'm saying? Like
I know they probably be looking at us when we be getting into it. They probably think we into it, but we just be wholeheartedly debating.
You gotta have thick skin, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't care about all of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about how, you know what I'm saying, all that extra stuff, man. But just the knowledge in the game, man. We got to go ahead and make our rounds, man, because we got to go to the PJs, man, to go kick it with that boy Toyo, man.
The PJs. All right, it's the Bulldog Brady bunch, man. You know what it is, man. We gone, but we ain't gone. Tap back in with us.
Already, man. You know what it is. It's your boy Big A back in here like I left my wallet and keys, man. Got, you know what I'm saying? It's going down. We got the dog of the week, dog of the month, digital dog show coming up. Y'all don't miss May, man, because it is going down in a major way. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. And then
Drake was having a chance time. Yeah.
Man. I owe this to you. Sister McFarland asked me to bring this up, so I'm gonna bring it up real quick, man. So folic acid, also known as folate, is vitamin B found in many foods, especially dark green leafy vegetables, beans, peas, and nuts. Fruits like oranges, lemons, and bananas are also good sources. Additionally, many fortified foods like breakfast cereals and pastas are rich with folic acid. So those are some of the foods that you can get to the nutrition tip of the day from Big A. But like Brother Big A said, man, y'all know we're gonna end this show. We're going over to the projects next to kick my brother Toyo. So y'all head over there. It's right here on this network, right here on the Shogun Unlimited Network. But before I leave my show, y'all know I like to end it with a prayer. And obviously the digital dog man, Neo Dog Man chant, you know what I'm saying, for the love of the dog, for the love of the game. So for those of y'all who pray, please bow your heads and pray with me. But if you don't, cool, go ahead and head over to Toyo's. Salute. May the Lord watch between you and me while we are absent, one from another. Amen.
Amen.
For the love of the dogs.
For the love of the game.
Peace.
Blue Money represents.
This old hammer shines like silver, rings like gold, rings like gold. This old hammer shines like silver, rings like gold, rings like gold. I can never repent for my sins, cause if I had a chance, I'd do it all again. Maybe it's the gin, or maybe it's the end, cause I cannot pretend, don't care who I offend. This is for my brother saying he locked up in the pen. The money 10 for 10, and I'm the lieutenant. Could give a fuck about friends, cause I don't fuck with them. This is for the borough, and I'ma represent. I'm still the fucking same, I still is to your game. Just crazy, he don't change, I still don't fuck with lanes. They should fucking put me in the ghetto hall of fame. Cause I'ma pick a 9 out and I'ma let it bang. I'ma let it bang. I'ma let it bang. This old hammer shines like silver, rings like gold, rings like gold. This old hammer shines like silver, rings like gold, rings like gold. Streets, boy, did you lose your mind? I'm on my grind, so let me shine. Reppin' my city just like LeBron James. I hold this bitch up like a motherfucking king. I got a state championship ring when I was 18. I do my thing, so nigga let me bang. Cause I take your bitch and turn it to my hoe. Then I take this trap and turn it to a float. And I don't give a fuck what none of you know. I'm from New Money Crust Squad and we doing it, yo. Where I'm from, we don't say bruh, we callin' you Bo. And you can't fuck with me if you don't fuck with my folk. And you can't fuck with my grip, and you can't fuck with my blood. I'm from the 9-10, baby, I'm not rollin' with thugs. I came up selling drugs and fighting some bitch. I had to do that shit to stack my grip. And if I catch you talking shit, then I bust your lip. And now I throw them bows, bitch, until you go for the hip. And I'm coming to grip, so I bang, motherfucker, bang. I got that shit so sang, motherfucker, sang. I'm trying to give you the game so you don't have to do that drug dealing thing like I did, man. There's no retirement plan for selling cocaine. Best believe you right up on the chain gang singing this shit like this old hammer shines like silver,